Good evening, everyone. Good evening. I just wanted to share with you that when I joined the Poulsbo Kitsap Rotary, one of the things when I came to the banquet last year was the presentation of the Paul Harris Fellowship, and I thought at that moment I needed one of those plaques on my wall in my office. So I immediately wrote a check, and then I wrote another check because the Paul Harris Fellowship award is an accumulation of $1,000 toward Paul Harris Fellowship Foundation. And I was impressed with Brand Hilliard and the project that he had done. And then, when you open your mouth, there's always somebody that says, you need to step forward and do that. So when I inquired about it, immediately Donna recruited me. And then as things go, when you start working on a project and somebody thinks that you're doing an okay job, they ask you to continue. So I got asked to continue as a foundation chair. And in the interest of time, we've got quite a number. One of my goals when I took over as the foundation chair was to try to reach as many people as possible to get them to pay that $1,000 towards their Paul Harris Fellowship. And this year we've got 12 folks that we're going to give awards to. And it doesn't stop there. The other goal that Dan and I agreed to accomplish was that we wanted 100% participation. So those of you who are in Rotary understand that the Paul Harris Foundation spends a lot of money, and what it's about is us reaching out all over the world to people who have a greater need than we. And we had a presentation this morning about the wheelchairs that are being given to those who are unfortunate enough to be able to walk or be mobile. And so the mobility project is one of those things where you see the money that you spend and pay towards the Paul Harris Foundation and Rotary International does a world of good for a lot of folks. And when you look at those movies that we saw this morning, you know, the tears come in your eyes and your heart starts to pound and you feel good about something that you've done. Most of us wake up every morning and we've got a place to sleep, a place to eat, a place to work. We don't know what it is to wake up without food, without shelter, without, you know, the basic comforts of home. So we as Rotary and Rotarians work really hard to make sure that we do our little bit for helping those that are less fortunate than we are. And my goal is to ensure that we do a little bit more towards that. And tonight I have the pleasure of presenting some Paul Harris first-timers. And I've got the pleasure of the Paul Harris multiple-timers, where they've given more than $1,000 for the foundation. The first recipient I have is, why don't I call you all up and then we can do them all at once. Now I do this once. Why don't we have Danny Fritz, Leo Freed, Gretchen Pickens. Gretchen, I told her. Gretchen. Come on up, Gretchen. Jack Archer. Julie Catania. Ed Foreman. Greg Meyer. Gary Volpe. Pat McFadden. And Steve Harvey. Where's Brand? Is Brand here? Not here? Okay. Is Lauren Brown here? Lauren Brown? with 3 of his co-business partners in Chicago in 1905. The fellowship was established in honor of Paul Harris in 1957 to express appreciation of a contribution of $1,000 towards the foundation goals. These Rotarians in front of you are those folks who, since the last Rotary banquet, have given $1,000 or more towards the foundation. I'd like for you to give a warm round of applause to those that helped. These are very, very special people, not only to me, but to Rotary and to Rotary International. It's really, really good to see folks reach into their pockets and instead of buying a latte, give it to Rotary and to the foundation. And I look forward to carrying on this, presenting twice this meeting in 2009. So, thank you. Always, there's somebody I can call on, any Rotarian in Poulsbo, North Kitsap can call on. He's always there for you. I had an award for him. Is Paul Harris +8. And Rand is a guy that, if you know him, he's a humble fellow, but everything he does every day is for somebody else. He never thinks of himself. He's always out doing something for somebody else. I call him 10, 11 o'clock at night. He puts together the plans for me. He orders it for me. He gives me the information. He stays in touch with the district. He stays in touch with international. And he makes sure you're informed about things that you need to know. He's a wonderful man, and I'd like to give a special applause for raising your kid. And then Paul Harris +2, you get 2 sapphires. When we think of Rand, he has a Paul Harris +8. It means he's got 3 rubies on his pin. So he's a wonderful guy. I have I have 5, I think.
You are going to be an auditor, right?
Only if you vote, Rick. Anyway, the recipient for the Paul Harris +1, which is a pin with a blue sapphire, are Hugh Nelson. Hugh, come up. Is he here? Is he here? Is Paul Austin here? He's here. Okay, didn't see him tonight. And Ann Piles, is Ann here? Yeah. Okay. I thank them for that. And then Rob Gelder, where's Rob? I saw him. Come out, Rob. Danny. Rob is receiving his Paul Harris +2. Now, Donna, you're close.
I am?
To Paul Harris +4, I think. I just need you to give a few more bucks.
Hey, I just got off a cruise.
And since you're going out of office and your stress level will go to there, I expect a check.
And I've got this on video right now, so.
Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you so much for your time and for the appreciation you showed to these wonderful folks who've given to Rotary.